Welcome, everybody, to the Big Fan Podcast, episode 72, part 2, where it's guys being guys, friends being friends, nothing but high fives and good vibes.
Well.
And to my left, we have Mr. Manny. To my right, Mr. Juan Carlos.
Just J.
Just J?
Yeah.
Just the J to the 1? Just the J to the ROC?
J to the C to the C.
Oh, okay.
J squared.
In today's episode, we're going to be focusing on the Matrix, or really simulation theory. And if we do, in fact, live in it, do we think so? Why? Why not? So I'll open the floor to you guys. What do you guys think?
It's too scary to think about, man.
Too scary to think about?
It's too scary to think about. I don't want to think I'm in a fucking tube. Like
a tube? What if you're not real at all?
Well, it's not. I don't think it's a tube.
Like, didn't they have all the bodies in those little casket things filled with...
In the actual
like,
movie Matrix?
Yeah, I think that was just like...
So what would we be? Would we be like...
I think like conscious.
Not even anything physically.
No.
Like programs.
We could just be a program.
Damn.
Okay, what would be worse for you? Being in a tube in like a huge warehouse in like a massive thing where there's a bunch of other people in the tubes in the Matrix, or being just 1 and 0 program, not
to
real
be
at
just
all?
a bunch of binary
Just a
codes.
bunch of
Both
code.
of them are the worst case scenario for me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want to...
Everything's fucked.
I think I'd rather be a series of code rather than a body like
Yeah.
just floating somewhere.
I don't...
No,
it's
I don't
just
think. I think
you
your
just-
body's just...
being harvested by robots and shit.
Well, the reason I bring this up is because recently, tech billionaire Elon Musk, he publicly kind of announced, or it just kind of came up. Somebody asked him the question, and he said yes, he believes that. His actual quote says, "There's a 1 in a billion chance that this is base reality," meaning like there's a really high chance that this is like a real thing, meaning that most likely this isn't a real thing.
Well,
like a 1 in a billion chance that this is real,
mm-hmm.
and the rest of that percentage, meaning we're in a simulation. So, I mean, he's a smart man. He's a very smart man.
Yeah,
he is
he's a
like the
billionaire.
He's like the Tony
Stark
Stark of real life.
What does he do though? What?
He was like a small startup company. He think he did like PayPal, like money. Then
Which one is it?
let me see. I'll show you a picture. He's that guy right there. Then he invested into SpaceX. The company is like a private company that they're doing like space, like exploration and spaceships and stuff like that. And then he also is an investor and I think CEO of Tesla.
Is he?
Yeah. And also he's also in charge, well, not in charge, but his crew and his
boys?
affiliates are in charge of Hyperloop, which is a super fast travel tube system that will take us from LA to San Francisco in 15 minutes.
Fuck yeah. No more traffic.
15 minutes.
15 minutes, yeah. So
Damn.
even if it was a half an hour, shit, that's still good.
I know.
But yeah, they want to do that from there to there. LA to San Francisco, I think that'll be like the first, after they work out the kinks, hopefully, smash people into the wall.
That's
Yeah.
in 15 minutes.
15 minutes,
Yeah, I don't think a
fast.
body can handle that type
That's
of...
what they're figuring out.
The G-force?
Yeah,
That's
I
what they're
don't
figuring
know,
out.
man.
Yeah, the capsules have to be able to differentiate speed and G-force.
Dude, that means if you do
Wow.
crash, you're dead. Bam.
Oh yeah,
Of course.
But it's 15 minutes.
I'd be
so
cool
it's
with that.
worth,
If it's
worth your life.
it's worth the chance.
You don't
Yeah.
want to be stuck in traffic.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll be like one of the first spots, and then it'll be from California to New York, and then
New York.
and then probably across the pond.
I would rather
Across
teleport.
the pond?
Yeah, that's across the pond.
In the UK, yeah.
Of course, teleportation.
I would rather teleport.
Would you be dematerialized and then rematerialized rather than just going really fast?
Oh, I don't know, because then a fly could get stuck in there,
Yeah.
and then I'd be like Jeff Goldblum in The
Yeah.
Fly.
Could be the fly.
I don't think your
Oh,
body.
I don't know about that.
We're a little off topic, but
Back to the
part of
Matrix.
it.
I want to know where like, are these just theories that, or is there like legitimate, other than the movie The Matrix, like what is the whole like
The reason-
inspiration
reason?
behind even like thinking this? Like,
Well, I've been listening to a lot of videos that say that planet Earth is like a prison, right? Where the souls, once you die, your soul goes wherever it goes. And
hey, that sounds like freaking Scientology.
is it? No, it's not. I don't know.
Oh, keep going. I'm not kidding.
So you
sorry.
keep coming back to not to the same body, obviously, but you keep coming back to a body,
Okay.
which a body is just an avatar,
Oh,
right?
okay,
Just a
that's
vessel.
different.
No,
Okay.
it's different. And So you keep coming back, and they say that it's weird, dude. That the moon is kind of like, you know, when they say go to the light.
Yeah.
That's actually like a trick for you to go and then get trapped back to the same. Get sent back to the earth, and that's weird, dude.
It's like a guidance
so
system?
You're like in a prison, and then your body is another prison. Think about it, because if you were just your original self, which is, let's say, a soul, just pure energy source, you wouldn't hurt, you wouldn't suffer pain, because you don't have a body,
because you're in this vessel.
You're just energy source, whatever.
Yeah.
But so you get thrown back to earth, which is a prison, because you gotta, you know, in the Matrix, well, you gotta go to work, you gotta pay,
you gotta live your life.
You gotta do. We'll kind of be living on the rules, right?
Yeah, on the grid, live the.
Yeah, and then what? They make these diseases that, oh, here's a cure, but you know, they're the ones that kind of maybe started most of them.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so you're in a prison and in a prison, so you're like in a double prison.
You're in the prison of Earth and in the prison of the Avatar. Double
Pretty
prison.
much, that's double scary. That's double trouble.
You've been listening to somebody like talk about that?
Yeah.
On like YouTube?
Weird.
That's interesting to like. I can't say if we.
Oh, dude! But when I started listening to it, dude, it was just freaking me out too much.
Yeah,
I had to
man,
stop. No, like I had to
creepy.
stop because I'm like, nah, dude, it's just it fucks with you. It fucked my head. Like, this is weird shit. It's scary.
Yeah.
So I stopped. Then when you're like, okay, I'll give it another chance from another angle.
Mm-hmm.
Then you listen a little more.
Like the idea of death creeps me out a
Does
little.
it?
I like to think there's something beyond this.
But wouldn't like? Don't you think like? Let's say you were like living with cancer, right? Pain every day. That's not even living. That's just being alive, right?
Yeah.
You're not living life. So you probably think like in your head, like, well, you know, I'm kind of ready to go. I'm not scared anymore because I've been suffering so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the saddest part would be to come back again with cancer. Don't you think? Isn't that hell?
Yeah.
Like reincarnation, you mean?
Yeah.
But you wouldn't remember.
No, that's the thing. They say when you go back, they shock you so bad with, I don't know, that's I don't get it. That it blinds your memory and you get sent back not knowing a
Just
thing
hit
to
the reset button.
Reset. So think about it, you keep coming and coming, not remember anything, going through heartbreaks again, going through pain again. Think about if you never got shot and you was to live, let's say, because it's weird because they're saying other civilizations, your body, your vessel would die, but you would get brought back,
transcends into the afterlife
again to the same kind of bloodline. So you will leave your house, you know, but it's still yours because you're gonna come back just with another vessel, and there would be like thieves that were trying to get all your shit before you come back. And I think about it, but think about this. Let's say even if you died but you came back with the same memory, how smart will you be? How much further in life would you be? Dude, if you had at least 1,000 years to get your career, don't you think that's more than enough to have a house? So everything
I might be able to figure out what I want to do by then.
Yeah, right?
Maybe, hopefully.
You get 40 years on Earth, bam, you're dead, start all over. It's like we never... That's scary, that sucks. If that was true.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's definitely one way to look at it. No, but to answer your question, like where I think one of the theories of why this is a possibility is because scientists have been for years now looking under the microscope, trying to find the smallest atoms and trying to see the building blocks of what we are, right? And what they've found are these I don't know if they're atoms or molecules, but they're in a super state. And what that means is they're still and in motion at the same time. It's a super state. And they'll blink in and out of existence.
Yeah.
And they don't know where they go.
And that's weird because they say as soon as consciousness makes contact, that they act different. But when no one's looking, it's like the whole quantum physics things. Yeah, like let's say I don't know what's behind me, so there's endless amount of possibilities, right? But as soon as you give it your attention, then that's where it is, and it changes like reality by putting a focus. That's weird.
A thought to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's like magic is real. Like no matter how you cut it, like some type of magic is real. Like I always think to that quote in like Thor of all things is like what you call magic here is just what we call science.
Science over there. Pretty much, yeah.
So it's just we haven't figured it out yet.
Exactly.
But yeah, like there's things that blink in and out of existence and they don't know where it goes, and they find like patterns. And these patterns represent or like kind of mimic what ones and zeros are in code for us in computers.
Okay.
And that's always been like the basis, like belief of like this could be a simulation. And also the biggest argument that Elon Musk made is I mean, what gamers have been saying for a while now, like, look at where Pong was, 50 years ago, whatever it came out was, versus what we have now. It's just grown so exponentially in such a small amount of time. And what's to stop us if we haven't been hit by an asteroid or nuked ourselves? If our civilization reaches thousands of years from this point, what would video games or augmented reality, virtual reality look like to us then? And if it gets to the point of continuous growth and what would be the reason of, or how would we be able to differentiate what's real or not? And if we can live a more enriched life or a more interesting life in that virtual world, why wouldn't we do that? And we could just be a creation of a bored kid in high school right now. Like, we could be a simulation he hit like randomize on, and this is his randomized version of us, just like we do to a glass of ants that we watch colonize.
So we're like a science project.
We could be a science project.
For like a very, very highly evolved civilization.
It could be us. Like, it could be our same genetic code, same everything, but just in the future. And this is like an app that somebody created to be nostalgic and relive. Like, it's if it gets to that point of there's no just differentiating way to tell what's real from not real, or reality really. Like, why couldn't it be a simulation? And I kind of think that's true or it's possible anyway. That versus a civilization coming down and giving us tech to do that also. Like, we don't know. Like, if say we're the same bloodline, okay, a highly sophisticated alien race comes down, gives us technology, and we build a world like a Facebook game that's a simulation that you can live life. You can create your own world in. Okay. Those people in that game wouldn't know that they're in a game, unless we program them to know that. So what I'm getting at is it could just be another version of us that was given technology or that we created ourselves, and we would have no idea. And my mind just blew I just blew my mind because
blew your own whistle.
Because pretty much I'm thinking about the infinite amount of galaxies they just discovered. That's a mind boggler on its own. Plus, you put each billion realities or whatever we could go, each of those could have virtual reality, augmented reality in those with fake worlds in it. Like, where would it there would be no way to know the truth. Like, if we got that advanced, like, what would
because I mean, you don't know what's
augmented or virtual
or this
or maybe a crossbreed of augmented and virtual. Like, I don't know. But on the report that I read with Elon Musk saying that, it also mentioned that Bank of America also believes that there's a 50% chance that this is a simulation, and there was two in the New York Post, there was two unnamed billionaires funding scientists to break us out of the simulation.
But
like, there's people working on this.
See, if this is a simulation, why would they program people smart enough to break out of our own simulation?
Because that's free will. The program was giving us free will. Like, that's part of the simulation. Like, you're allowed to do and grow however you normally would naturally. If that means breaking out, you break out.
Okay. But see, maybe the only way to break out is to really look inside and try to, it's not let Facebook, the media, little things that distract you from trying to get to the bottom of things, because if you try to really look inside and try to see where you come from, where you're going, what's your purpose, but then you get sidetracked by work, by just shit in life that hits you, relationships, and that takes, like, if you're having a bad relationship, dude, you're gonna go.
It could be a bad relationship with friends. It could be anything.
Let's say your girlfriend or ex-girlfriend. You go and you've been there, done that, where you have like a horrible time just thinking about it. Takes your whole time. You don't want to eat or whatever, right? And that could, like,
it just sidetracks you.
Yeah, sidetrack. Yeah. And then, or let's say you're living a really good life. You're partying it up, going places.
That's also a distraction.
Yeah, that's why I fucking don't get nowhere, because it's like one big party. One big party, bros. But
I mean,
so life is just a distraction for the reality,
augmented reality. I think that if there is, like, let's say someone's controlling us,
Uh-huh.
like let's say to be a slave race or whatever, of course they're gonna distract us with everything they give us,
good or bad. Yeah.
Yeah, good or bad. But see, the long as we're distracted and do what we have to do, their plan is
So, out of 1 to 10, what do you think the scale is of
10.
being that we are in a simulation? Like really think about it.
Well,
Like,
10 being
that we are definitely in a simulation. 1 being
I don't know.
definitely not.
Maybe I haven't.
You haven't given it that much thought.
Not only have I not given it
I don't
enough
think you have.
thought. It's just something that I hear about in passing, but not something that I've actually really thought about. I would say maybe like a 2.
A 2?
2 or 3.
It's really
I don't
low,
know.
yeah.
I'd say a 6
Okay.
for me, because I've been a gamer for a long time, and I've seen the progression we've made with just regular rudimentary games. And I know if we've been given enough time, we can make some amazing graphical achievements, some new tech we can't even think about right now. And I don't believe it 100%, but I really don't doubt it. Like, I don't doubt that it's possible in 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 years. If we're given that much time, what we'll be able to do.
Dude, but you guys do know that the government's way past like in technology. They just don't give us the
I don't know
average
if that's
Joe.
true, man.
I think they are.
I think it's some
you
things-
think
I
that
think
they're
some
gonna
things
give
they
it to us? No, there's some stuff that they have that we don't know about.
Area
That
51.
I think that there's some stuff they have that's more advanced than they're
that
showing
what do
us.
we know? Of course, dude.
But
How
I
could
feel like
you-
with the internet and like things like WikiLeaks, like we talked about earlier, I don't think that I think it's harder and harder for them to hide stuff from us.
now I think because people are like more aware, maybe.
There's more aware.
Awareness.
People talk. People just let things slip, and then that
Yeah, like whistleblowers and shit.
whistleblowers are huge, and
Yeah.
Americans don't like a lot of Americans, like a lot of bro Americans don't like that. Freedom of speech kind of stuff. But I think we're pretty close to whatever they have. I think they're just probably like a few generations above whatever we have. But okay, let me ask you this: what do you think is more plausible, the existence of aliens or simulation?
There's a
the
lot more
aliens.
evidence that would
Go for aliens.
further the belief that aliens are
And you'd prefer
real.
that reality.
I'm not going based off preference. I'm
would.
going based off evidence.
Because don't you think if there's bad ones, there's
I'm not saying
obviously
there's
good
solid evidence that there is extraterrestrial
Right.
life out there, but I'm saying there is a lot more evidence that there are extraterrestrials.
ones. Or at least
there.
more stories, maybe like you hear and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
than virtual reality, I guess. But I'm not completely brushing away the possibility. I definitely would have to
Put
read
more
up
thought
on that
into
more.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
dude, it's a mind
it's a mind fuck.
It's a mind bender for sure. Like when you really think of like nuances or like deja vu or like weird coincidences, like
That's what the guy Apollo says. As soon as you have like you know when you go into a room or a certain smell that triggers something in your head of a memory, right? Maybe it's a cologne that your ex would wear. Smell it, all of a sudden you think
You're
of
there.
have or a horrible scene that you saw, but there's something in the air that you smell that you're like, oh fuck, this reminded me of that.
Yeah.
So that guy was saying when sometimes there's things that happen in life that would trigger his brain to see the lives that he lived, or places he's been in, kind of like a deja vu.
But yeah, okay, yeah.
And
okay.
then no, but see, some people have a better way of remembering than others. Someone can like most of us that we can remember nothing, but I
Yeah,
guess
bad memory.
they're like clairvoyant or like they have a little extra specialness.
They're
in
built
them.
a little different.
Yeah, so they actually could go in a trance maybe and have those thoughts and really get into it and then explain everything. And the only thing that I do believe is because they meet other people that have the same experience and they both kind of meet and say their stories without ever meeting and saying, well, this is what I feel and this is what I see too.
Yeah.
And they both make sense, but they never met. It's like if I tell you something, I never told you what to say, and you're like, dude, I have the same stuff. Like I see those things. I never told you, but
Right.
I mean, if it happens to two or more, and then you hear other people, and you're like, oh, fuck, it's kind. I guess you just gotta live it, dude. I'm pretty sure if you guys were going through some weird shit in your mind that you see, and you find somebody that's having the same, exactly, just in maybe a different story mode, you would be no, dude. It's something.
No, that's
because
I don't
you're
deny that.
living it.
Yeah,
You're living it.
I wouldn't
But,
brush that
I mean-
off, but it's here's the thing, like just what like you were saying, like people might be more in tune with that or not. Just like how some people are allergic to peanut butter and some aren't. You know, like people are built differently. Or if we are in a simulation, maybe not built differently at all. But that could be a reason why, like, some people can see things or tune into certain things.
Yeah, or
like,
feel energies. You know what I mean?
Energies,
but
or,
you
like
guys
some people can
feel,
see smells.
Check
like,
this out. A mother. I don't know if you ever heard, but when a mother, there's something wrong with the kids, they kind of instantly know they have a bad feeling, and they're like, you know, I need a call.
Or like a twin.
A twin. Your dog, dude, before you get, supposedly, he already knows that you're coming, and he's already by the door.
That's true. That's really true.
And they're more clairvoyant than us because they're like, the animal,
I think it's just a different, like, not necessarily that they're tuning into something like more advanced than us. I think they just have different senses than we do.
No, they do, and like,
they just tap into it differently.
They tap it, yeah. And I mean, they always say like dogs love you unconditionally, and like if they're that close to you, then they're like, oh, he's coming, I feel it, you know.
Yeah,
and
that is
and then they did studies that they say no, dude, he's just coming because his body knows the time, like a self alarm.
Right.
So then they'll trick their dogs into coming at a day, like if he comes home at 5 from work, so he'll come a little early just to see, and they had a camera to see if he knows, and he would still do the same actions that he's coming, but like 30 minutes before he's coming.
Yeah, our dogs do that every day. I see it every day.
And I'm saying, okay, well, he probably like he has a self timer.
Yeah, like a memory.
Like a memory, body, whatever. But then if you mix it up and they did, and they're like, nope, he still has the same.
That's a trippy thing, man. I don't know what that is.
Because animals are way more like, I guess, telepathically than us.
They're like really one-dimensional or very two-dimensional, where like they don't really have that much function.
Yeah, so I think they have more time. I don't know, more powerful mind telekinesis.
They have gray matter in their head, more gray matter. But I don't know, man. Like that. I mean, we talked about aliens earlier, like dimensions and like
galactic sex.
We didn't really go there, but we can go there.
Imagine, dude. Don't you know how the most powerful feelings you get on Earth is like when feelings of love, feelings of peace, or anger, or maybe you're on drugs, your senses get up.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, dude, I bet there's this crazy more emotions that you could feel in other. If there was other worlds, you know, like just think of all the different, like even with music, you know, sometimes you hear a song and it takes you to like this other level. You're like, and you feel it, right?
Yeah.
I know you guys get that. I get that all the time. I get off on that stuff. Anyway, but I just always think like, dude, imagine the feelings that other high civilizations have, you know, that they develop just because they're so advanced. Like, imagine, because there was one time that he said, you guys think that your love is the highest thing, but we have things that are like 10 times greater than what you feel when it is you feel love. And being in love is...
Well, there's the other school of thought on that.
And then he said that was crack. He was talking about crack. Nah, just kidding.
No, there's the other school of thought on that where it's the opposite, where they, instead of having feelings at all, they completely get rid of them.
It's because they're an inconvenience?
Yeah, they can stray them. They can distract them. Like one time, they can distract you. They can stray them like emotionally. It can just be a
like maybe for a soldier, he can't have feelings. If he's trained to kill, you know, he can't have no feelings for emotion.
Supposed to, not much. But so that
I mean, a good soldier should, because if not, he would just kill innocent anything, because that's what he is, a killing machine. But everyone should have a sense of heart. For the vulnerable, for the innocent.
Yeah, man. Like
scary.
I don't know what I would do. Like, what would you do if there was like, say in 50 years, you're an old man.
Okay.
I'll jag off. I'll fight. A pervert.
An old motherfucker. And they find out, they do more stuff. These billionaires, they were paying these scientists to figure this out. They figure out that it's true. We are in a simulation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, would that like
change your whole religion?
Like, what would you feel helpless? Would you like, bullet to the head? I'm gonna end this circuitry. I'm gonna end this.
Everything I told was a lie. You know?
Yeah, like would you be like, F it, and I'm just gonna go live my life, and like just run streaking through the streets? Like, how would you think you would handle it if you found out that was real?
If we discovered that simulation was real, the Matrix was real.
You fucking
like, would you be frustrated? Would you
I think you'll be scared first because you don't know like what to believe in. You know?
Yeah,
like,
I think it would really rock your world for a while. I don't know.
But you're an older man at this point, and like you've lived a full life.
I guess just live it out then.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not just gonna. I mean, yeah, it would really. I think it would mess up a lot of people, but I'm not gonna like kill myself because of it. Like,
you're just gonna see what
are you gonna do? Like, there's nothing you can do, really.
Yeah.
I mean, just because we've established that this is a simulation, like, what are we gonna do about it? Nothing.
Well, okay, like, what about this? Like, say you have a family, they moved out, your daughter, your kid, they decide they want to end it because they find this out.
I think you would have to talk to them, and I think that's why it's good to talk to them since they're young, you know, so that when that time comes, they'll be so ready for it. But see, not everyone's gonna talk to your kids about that.
That's a weird topic to bring up. Like,
hey, just in case.
Yeah, there might be simulation. Like, you're not gonna bring that up. It's not like a god or a sex talk or, you know, what happens when you die.
Sex talk, yeah.
You know what I mean? There's like those key talks you have with a kid. But like, here's the thing, like, that I've heard on the Rogan podcast. Like, he does DMT trips like a couple times a year, and DMT is one of the most strong nootropical or like psychoactive drug there is, and our own body produces it.
When you sleep, huh?
Yeah, well, yeah, when we sleep, they say it comes from the pineal gland, the third eye, whatever. They say that gets produced when you're about to die. You go into a state of euphoria, and that's why you don't really fear death when you're about to die. Anyways, what he's saying, and what he said a few times in his episodes, is like, when you're on DMT, you get blasted into the center of the universe. You see interdimensional, you know, shapes and you know, all this stuff. And people are like, oh, that's just you tripping, you know.
That's just you doing drugs.
Yeah, that's just your drugs. But what he's always made the good point of saying is, even if that's true, even if it's just chemicals making a chemical reaction in my brain, making me see things, it doesn't matter. Whatever I see or feel in that time, it felt real. And if it feels real and it seems real, it's real to them. So what's the difference between that and
feeling this real?
And feeling this real?
Yeah. If it's like knowledge that could be used, think about this: if you could go on DMT and all of a sudden learn all these things that there's no way you could know, but you know it now because of that.
Yeah. What's the difference?
What's the difference exactly?
So like, that's another argument for
someone that's
simulation.
But that's also a theory. I mean, who can we talk to that has experienced that? Because the person that would experience that would be dead, remember. Right?
No. DMT, you could do DMT.
You can do it's
but you gotta be careful, huh?
No, there's no one's ever died from DMT that I know of. But it only lasts like 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes.
But again, how do we know this is what somebody experiences right before they die?
Because
they're near life experiences, like near death experiences.
They've done studies where they've had people who die then come back.
Yeah,
but then they did these other studies where they hook up like, you know, the little sensor things to your brain, and they show a release of DMT chemical into your body.
Yeah, but what do you see when that happens? What do you experience?
What you experience is what you could experience. Like any of us, if we could get our hands on it, which would be awesome. If you know anybody, let me know. Allegedly, I want to do it. Is DMT? You can get a hold of DMT. You smoke it, almost like a crack pipe, almost.
So you simulate
it wouldn't really simulate. It is what you would feel when you're about to die, because that's the same chemical.
Okay.
It's the same exact chemical. And our body produces it. The only reason we don't trip 24/7 is because our body also produces enzymes that counteract that effect. And the DMT, when you smoke it, it has an enzyme that neutralizes it, so we can feel the full effect. But it only lasts 10-15 minutes, and you're back to zero again. You're good to go, no hangover. You're sober as you were before you started it. Like, that's what I hear. I want to try it. But a lot of people are scared because, like, they don't want to feel like they've talked to God or entities or demons.
Anything, because it could be a good trip or a bad trip. It could be a good trip,
but it's always usually based on your mental state.
Exactly.
And what you go and your intentions on when you do it. Like,
you gotta be like in a positive way, and I think maybe to kind of have a positive outcome. If you're just thinking of hate and anger, you're gonna maybe have
or if you're just scared about something in life.
Or scared, you just gotta be ready and smart.
But people, you need like. People who do it just for fun usually have bad trips. Usually have to do it with a state of mind of like
something
explore,
good.
Like you want to know, like you want to find something.
So what that feeling that you guys are referring to, that is a product of a chemical in our body. Yeah. So what's the difference between that and a chemical that you would input into your body, let's say a drug like heroin or crack, or how does that differentiate? Why does this chemically induced drug or chemically induced what is it, DMT
dimethyltryptamine,
why is that experience
different than a
far
crack
different
experience?
than taking any other form of drug?
I guess it's.
I mean, honestly, I don't know why, but I mean, I guess you can compare it to like.
Because if I smoked weed and I had this experience,
you wouldn't though.
I'm not gonna. I'm just saying. I'm trying to make the connection between this drug, this DMT, and the whole
like the multiverse
validation.
Okay.
Of
well, here. Okay, I'll answer that 2 parts. One, you can't really it's like comparing weed to alcohol. Like they both mess you up a little.
But they're both products that you are consuming to induce some form of reaction.
Right.
But I think that maybe since DMT is made by the actual body, and the other stuff's kind of man-made.
Even though there are cannabinoid receptors in our body to receive cannabis or weed, to read that, so that's in our body also, and they're very closely linked. When you eat it, it can produce hallucinogens, but not really when you smoke it. But when, like I said, it's like comparing weed to alcohol, like I said. But the reason that like people can make these connections is because you could do it, I could do it, he could do it, anyone can do it, and almost every single person has like elements of the same exact experience, and it.
But now you're saying that people that smoke marijuana don't have the same experience, but they do.
No, they don't. No, they can if they do edibles. It's a very.
So people that drink alcohol, they don't all get drunk. Huh? I'm just saying it's the same. It's the same reaction that you're taking the DMT. You're saying that everybody feels the same exact thing.
Similar stuff.
People that drink alcohol, they get drunk.
Yeah.
Like shit. Everybody. I'm just trying. This experience that you feel with the DMT, I just want to see what.
Evidence?
No. How this experience connects you to this otherworldly dimensions that that you guys are talking about.
Like, you're talking about proof?
No, like he's saying.
No, just you're really hyping up this experience with the DMT, and you're saying it connects you to something that people don't normally get connected to.
Yeah, they don't normally tap into it.
Right, like that.
Yeah.
But why?
Right? Yeah, why? Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. Maybe I think it's just the reaction your body gets to that.
I mean, that's the simplest way you can answer that. It's just for whatever reason, that chemical in our body and our mind, and I guess our eyes, which is our mind, it chooses to transcode that drug into a totally different experience than you would get with alcohol or weed. And for whatever reason, it reproduces the same effect. And people get different life lessons, and like Rogan always explains it as like a slippery fish. Like he'll get like really good information, like wisdom, but it's like he can't grab it and bring it back with him. Like it's always right there.
I heard that. Yeah, when you go in it, you can't remember. Yeah, but like you can't really remember what you.
But you do. They always say that you come back and you feel a lot different. There's just something different. Like you've seen something you can't see. It's like being blasted. Maybe? He said it's like being blasted into the center of the universe. So imagine like you're in a rocket ship, and all of a sudden you see just the solar system, all the galaxies. You see geometric shapes. You see love. You feel love. You just it feels familiar. It feels like home.
Okay.
Why this happens? I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
People say that ties into simulation though. Like they say that this is like a key to peek behind the curtain. Like it's a tool that people say they've used to, and people say that they can do like yoga, certain types of yoga and meditation to achieve the same state as what DMT does, but without taking DMT. But it takes like tons of practice. When really all you could do is just get the DMT, boom, be there in 15 minutes. But all power to them who can do it without it. That's cool too. It takes a lot of discipline. But either way, like I was getting the original point is like that fake experience in your head, like. Say you're over there in the corner doing it. Okay. You're experiencing all this amazing stuff, and I'm over here just watching you. You come back, you say, "Oh, I saw God. I saw this. I saw that." I'm like, "No, you didn't. You just hallucinated it."
Yeah, you just done drugs.
If you really felt that and you really legitimately
thought that was like reality,
all that, like to you, that really did happen. It's a memory. It's a feeling. It's an emotion that you got that is 100% real to you. So there's no difference from that reality to the one that's just supposedly in your head.
To this reality.
To this reality, yeah. So I don't know what that is, but I'm really, really curious about it. And some people say you can maybe get hints of that with like a handful of mushrooms, but it's like a dicey chance that you won't get that. But with DMT, when you take it straight DMT, it's stronger than ayahuasca, stronger than like all that stuff. Ayahuasca is DMT also, but this is a different form. It's like more potent. It's the purest form of ayahuasca. Yeah. It's an experience, and if it's real or not, I don't know, but people who experience it say it is, and it's changed their lives.
I guess you just gotta do it to.
Yeah. But things like ayahuasca and like mushrooms, psilocybin mushrooms, they've been using tests with PTSD soldiers that come back, and they say it's had like a huge impact on like their outlook on life and how they feel in their day-to-day lives. And it's been, and like but they have to do it on the DL because like they're Schedule 1 drugs. Yeah. Which means that they can't do any like legal testing in universities or anything like that. So it's really tough. Like there's I forget the name of, there's a group of people who dedicate all their earnings and all their resources to this cause to get drugs decriminalized to a different schedule, like a Schedule 2 or Schedule 3 drug, so it can be on the books studied. Like marijuana is still a Schedule 1 drug. You can't study it in colleges. Like they do studies, but they kind of have to ignore them in court, like because they're not illegal by federal laws. So they're working towards getting that stuff decriminalized so they can figure out what's really going on, because it's frustrating. Like if you even thought there was a chance to peek behind the curtains, wouldn't you want to see what's about? And if there's something that could do that, wouldn't you want to know what's in it that does that? Like you asked, why does it happen? They could figure that out possibly. Okay. So
you'll try it?
I would love to try that. Like,
yeah? You wouldn't be scared?
I'd be terrified, but I think that's a good thing. I don't think you want to be cocky, like, oh, I'm just do this. Like, I think you have to be cautious with it. You don't want to be an idiot and just go blind, and do your research. Make sure you're in the right frame of mind. Yeah. Be around loved ones or by yourself, whatever you prefer. But I definitely say have like a shaman like walk you through it, like someone who's been around the block.
Or
you know what I mean?
Wasn't it Joe Rogan?
Or Rogan, have him do it. Call him up. But,
shit.
Yeah, I mean that's
crazy.
That's pretty much what I wanted to talk about.
Well, we talked about the Matrix, and that was.
But honestly, the Matrix and simulation, I think that all kind of could tie into like psychedelic drugs and like they could be keys given to us to check it out, like to get like little glimpses of truth, or to just ask questions. And growing up religious, like I was always told like like being hypnotized is frowned upon, being any hallucinogen is frowned upon because it opens your mind up, and they say that demons can get in there and manipulate you.
No, but I think they just say that so you won't do it, and ask questions and know the real truth by tapping into that.
Same idea with the government. Like people think that they're just outlawing these mind altering drugs because it could make you question the system, make you ask all those weird like why does the prison have over 100% capacity when they shouldn't be having these guys in there at all? They should just be fined for their illegal stuff that they do, and then that's it, like the slap on the wrist. Things like that. Like asking questions like that is not what they want. Like it's in their interest to keep that down. I don't think that's 100% true. I think it's just there's money in big pharma and keeping it suppressed. There's money all over the place. Like,
you don't think that if you go into taking any one of these drugs with the pre-notion idea that you're going to see this or feel this, you might
influence.
It might just be that
might be your
because
brain.
You're being influenced.
Like crazy what's it called? Placebo.
If I took shrooms and I saw dinosaurs, and I'm going to tell the next person, if you take these shrooms, you're going to see dinosaurs.
So they do see dinosaurs.
And all of a sudden it becomes this big thing.
That's possible. like it just keeps getting pushed on people, and that's what the new thing is. Like that's what you're gonna see because you've been told that.
Yeah.
So you do see it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I mean, that's I think the only argument against that is that like psilocybin mushrooms have been naturally growing, weeds been naturally growing for as long as Earth has been here, pretty much, and people have been all over the world had stories, books, drawings on walls like of these drugs without communicating with each other, and I think there's too many people who want to be like differentiate themselves to let that happen. Like, oh, like almost like a hipster like thinking like, oh, you saw that, well I saw this because this is they want to be special.
But I feel like that hipster thinking is what's going on with this DMT thing. If somebody's going to tell you you're feeling this out of worldly experience, you're obviously going to want to feel that. Therefore, your mind could make you feel that.
But if you had a hipster mentality in that line of thought, then you would want your own story. You'd want it to be different. Like, oh, you don't even know about this yet. Like.
No, but you.
That's just what I feel. But
He's saying that you could get influenced by.
You could.
By whatever.
But the thing is, too, is scientists have done these drugs too, and scientists have no it's in their interest. Like I said, they can't put these in documents and be peer read by their peers because they're not supposed to be studying them at all or doing them at all. But they take these and they do scientific studies on their own, and they see what they see, they feel what they feel. So why would all of these scientists or all of all these hundreds of years lie about the same thing? Like the notion of like multi-dimensional thing hasn't always been an idea in the Dark Ages, but that's what they saw then too. You know what I mean? Like it had to start somewhere, and I'm not saying that's like a possibility that's not possible. Like that could have been influencing is very powerful, and the placebo effect has been shown to be very powerful. But I just don't know myself. That's why I want to try it. Like.
You could dabble with it.
If there's no chance of overdosing, the only thing is you could freak out to the point where you think you're gonna die, but in reality you're not going to, and it only lasts for like 10 to 15 minutes.
Which is good. Imagine doing that and feeling it for like 3 hours.
Yeah, like I wouldn't want.
You wouldn't come back right.
You could probably psych yourself into killing yourself.
Maybe.
If it's
that's what you gotta do with someone
like
around you.
Yeah, like that's what I said. Like have someone loving you, like who loves you, like around to like just in case calm you down, whatever.
Yeah, just take care of you.
That's why I want to try it, man. Like,
would you
would you try it? Like, hear what I just told you.
Maybe, but I'm certainly not going to go into it with this whole idea that I'm going to experience.
Right.
The whole God thing.
Yeah, but I don't know. I might give it a shot. I don't know.
Like, I don't like kind of like with marijuana. Like it's not. It's your body produces not marijuana doesn't. Your body doesn't produce marijuana, but it's a natural thing. DMT to your body. So just turning off a switch to allow you to experience it doesn't seem dangerous to me. In small doses in a small time frame. Yeah. So like I would be nervous, like I said, just because of. Because it's just natural to be nervous about seeing possibly seeing some crazy shit. But I think deep down I'd be comfortable with like.
That's good that you have that.
Would you try it? What?
I mean, if I was ready for it, then yeah.
You think, yeah. Yeah, so that's good. See, that's the right response. You want to make sure you're ready for it. Like, obviously don't want to do it like the day you have to go to work, like before 15 minutes before you got to go to work. Unless you just want to like get really low production at work. But
now, do you think this happens to everybody, like as they're dying or right before they die?
That I don't know. I hope so. Like when my mom died, I hope she got a huge dose of DMT, and just
good
blissfully, just a short amount of pain and just gone. Like that's what I hope.
Does that tie into the whole like you see your life flash before your eyes thing?
I don't know.
I've heard a lot of cases where that doesn't happen. I think the reason they feel that way is because they've said that time slows down when you're dying. Like in your head, it's like it seems to slow down, and you just kind of think of a lot of shit like that happened in your life.
Well, maybe just your brain shutting down.
Oh, it's your brain shutting down? Random synapses firing?
Yeah, all that electrical stuff in your brain.
Yeah, that's a mystery. Yeah. Like the movie, what's it called? Signs. That guy is like, she's like swing away. He's like, what the hell does she mean by that?
Oh, yeah.
He's like, it's just random synapses firing in her brain and like some random memory that she saw or had in her head.
Like this like vision of the future.
Yeah, she's a precog. But I don't know, man. I like this topic a lot. It's a fun
it's
topic.
Deep.
It's deep. Like
it's juicy.
I mean, I'm sure there's people mad or whatever views that I have or we have, but I mean, no one knows. That's the thing. No one really knows.
And even if you did, it's pretty much your own opinion. Because if they don't do it, they're just gonna be, oh well, okay, you know.
Yeah, I mean.
So if it works for you, it's good.
Yeah, like religion, like it's not for everybody, but for a lot of people, it helps people.
Yeah,
so I don't knock it.
Fucking
like,
assholes.
You know,
there's
good and bad in everything, and I definitely include religion.
Yeah.
So that's a whole other topic we can get into.
Yeah.
Actually, we sort of had that religion topic, we just didn't record it. We thought we were recording it, but we didn't record it.
And it was a damn good.
It was a good one. We went for like an hour and a half waiting for AAA.
Oh, is that when you were in the car?
Yeah, we were waiting for AAA. It didn't work out so well.
That sucks.
It was good, huh?
Yeah.
I think we'll have to wait on that one, so we kind of forget about what we said to like be fresh and be more organic and talk
organic. There you go.
Non-GMO, gluten-free.
Yeah, of course.
Speech. All right, guys. I think that's gonna do it for episode 72, part 2. Thank you guys for joining us. I hope you enjoyed what you heard. Hope it was entertaining. Let us know your thoughts on this subject. Like, do you believe this is real? Do you believe what you're watching is your imagination? Do you want it to be? Do you want us to be gone like that and we're gone? Like a thought? Give us some other topics like this. Something crazy. It doesn't have to be like crazy deep. It could just be anything fun. Do you think we can get really into? So like, share, subscribe. Hit us up on all of those social medias. Except for Snapchat. We're not really on that yet. I'm not really hip like that. You could do that. That'll be your job one day.
Maybe.
But yeah, guys, until next time, thank you. We love you.